Hey, Pearl, how are you today? Hey, and here's Minnie. Look at the pretty flowers I just planted. What? Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. Another day of SoulCARE.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the new year. Happy New Year to all of you. And it's January the 9th, Monday, January 9th, and it's a new year. So, new year, new days ahead, and new adventures, and new destinies, and new choices, and new ways of living. So, hi, and I'm here with Pearl. Pearl, you want to come and say hi? Come here. Come and say hi. Hi, say hi to everyone. No, that's my lunch. That's not yours. You got to go down now. We're going to say hi to everybody. Let's see comments. Hey, here we go. Hi, Dee Dee, and hello, Vicky, Valerie, Kelly Hill, nice to see you. Laura Essig, nice to see you, Laura. Tommy Lynn, good to see you. Teresa, I know you got to sit down though. Be patient now. I know you're a baby. Go and lie down. Go in your beddy. Go in your beddy. Go in your beddy. Go on. She played this weekend and was full of mud, and I had to give her 2 baths. It took an hour each. Hi, Sue Clifford. Hi, Karen Sweeney, Mary Jo, nice to see you. Greetings from Germany. Hi, Tanta, nice to meet you. And Judy, nice to see you. Thank you very much. It's really starting off to an interesting year ahead, so I think it'll be a good year, whatever that is. I have a couple of things I want to share with you that I've been doing a couple of Facebook Lives during our recess or the end of the holiday season, the beginning of the new year. I hope you all enjoyed the time off. I guess we could call it time off. I certainly did, relaxing with my Pearl, and some friends came over and hung out with me, and we did a lot of dog parks and did some outdoor fires. And then we had a lot of rain here in California, as you might have heard. I'm in Southern California, Northern California, a lot of rain. And tomorrow it's continuing. Tomorrow comes sit down here as well. So cooking inside, making some soups and things like that. Hello from Florida. Hello. And I wanted to share with everybody that I'm going to, a couple of things that are happening right now. I'm going to, first thing right today, starting today, we have registration opening for my life coach course. People have asked me, when is that opening? And it's not open all the time. So today it's opening. We sent us some videos. You might have seen the videos beforehand, but it's a course which I put together a couple of years back, and it works a lot with, so many years of being a medium, it's been the biggest thing that happens, I find, in the readings I've done, is a lot of regret from people that pass over, the should-haves, would-haves, and could-haves. And I thought, well, if people could be more mindful of their lives on a daily basis, they would make better choices, or they would actually live life. They wouldn't just be passenger by. They'd have been an active member in their life. So I put together this life coaching course, and it's really excellent because it helps you to open up the doors, have no regrets, how to live your life fully, and how to recognize each other as a soul being and live a soulful life is really what it's about. So it's happening today. You can go read more about it. This is my school, the JP School of Mystical Arts, and it's a certification course, life coach certification course. And it really, for the people that have taken the course, and that's all I can do is based on the reviews. That I know that I've done it, but to be objective, based on people's reviews, they said it's changed their life, like a lot of the course. But this one, they said it's helped them in their life, and not only helped them, but then helps clients of theirs. So, and you can use it no matter kind of what work you're involved in. You can use these basic tools, if you will. So check it out if you'd like to. And the other thing I want to mention to everybody is right now we're taking up. We have some people already signed up for registration for I'm doing a cruise. Probably my last cruise that I'm going to be doing right now because I've done 27 of them. But one of my favorite cruises has been Alaska. And it's my 4th time. I'm doing this in August. And it's my 4th time doing the Alaska cruise. And it's funny because I want to do a cruise. It's the first cruise I'm doing exclusively by myself, not with anyone else. So it'll be all me. And it'll be the 12 to 14 hours of work. And it's going to, I thought of a name of it. I thought, well, this is good. So I call it Step into the Spirit World. And it's going to be ways, methods, teaching you, and also doing readings, but also having a full-on experience of not just taking a mediumship course, but having you yourselves experience along with me at the time, how to communicate with the spirit world, how to recognize the different realms that are around us, how to recognize the subtle messages. And so it's going to be experiential, but it's going to be based, of course, on some other stuff I've done before. But I call it Step into the Spirit World. So there's a course I have online, and it's a day in the spirit world. And people love that, in that it helps them to reach the other levels, if you will, realms of consciousness or levels of consciousness. And this cruise is going to be just like that, but it's going to be a several days. It'll be a week's worth of progressive work. We start to learn how to leave the body, explore leaving the body in a very peaceful, loving way, where you're aware of things in the physical world and in the dimensions around you. And slowly we learn out-of-body experiences and how to become aware of those that are around us, the space around us, the different realms, if you will, how to open ourselves up to those realms and communicate with the spirit people and learn about our guides, working with our guides. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool because it's going to step into the spirit world. They gave me the name of it, and it's going to be exploring mediumship, exploring the other side. And of course, all the time we go through workshops with that sort of thing, and really opening ourselves up to that world, it opens up our mind so we can experience more of that in the future. So it's really important, because we're kind of opening up that doorway. So it allows them, spirit people, to come closer to us, and allows us to have more confidence and awareness that they are around us and they're available for us. And it also helps us to realize that we are a soul having a human experience. So it changes our perspective. So it's going to be all about that. This is the bullet points, if you will, of that cruise. I'm going to read this from what I wrote. From the very novice to the very advanced in these experiences, we will soul travel, which is the best way to describe it, through various realms, the unseen world, explore your soul's pre-life planning, because we all go through a pre-life planning, and be led into past life regressions. I'm going to do a lot of past life regressions to see, for instance, for this lifetime right now, why are these people in your life affecting you a certain way? The family that you live in, the if you will, the career that you have, your interests, if you will, where do you live, things that you do, where does that come from? So I find many times it comes from other lifetimes. So we'll be exploring, if you will, past life experiences and how they affect this current life, and also the relationships in your current life. Have they come from other lifetimes before? And what was the role that that person played in your life in other lifetimes before? What lessons are you learning with those souls? And if you get to know it quickly, or you have an awareness of it, boy, you can learn it much quicker than you thought you could. And so it really does help. I've had many past life regressions on myself as well, and I find this, you can't even put a value to them. So we'll be doing that as well. And we're gaining insights into your connection to your own soul group, as we just talked about, and learn various lessons your soul came back to learn. And if you've never been to Alaska, it's a beautiful kind of last frontier. It's incredible. And see the glaciers while they still exist. And it is a place that you can just sail just beautifully through, and the little islands with little houses on them. And it's really we have over to land excursions, and also historical parts of Call. When out in the workshops, we're going to make sure that we scheduled it. Out in the workshops, you may enjoy numerous activities such as dog sledding, which I've done, whale watching. And recently, whale watching, there was, I don't know if you saw this on the news, in Dana Point, where I used to live, there was a whale, and people were doing whale watching, and all of a sudden a baby was born in front of them, very close to the boat. That was kind of cool. And I've seen whales on this Alaska trip before. It was my fourth time doing it. And it was incredible to see these beautiful whales. So that's part of it also. You can also enjoy a picnic on a glacier. That's part of it. I once took a seaplane over the glaciers, which is beautiful. That's a possibility too. And it's just, I've chosen Celebrity Cruises. I've worked with them many times before, and they're incredible. There's the high end of cruising. They go above and beyond servicing their guests, and they really want to ensure that everybody is having a good time. So if you'd like to, please go to my website, vanprog.com, and look up the registration for the cruise. We're not limited, but right now we have about 10, 12, 15 people signed up, and we're going to get more as we go along. But now is the time, because we have to book the cabins and so forth. So I'm going to share that with you. Okay. And great. Hello, Donna Pyle from Newcastle. So with that, those are my business things there for you to share with you. And Any questions about them, feel free to ask me, or if you have any other questions you'd like to ask, general questions that would help everybody, feel free to ask them if you like. Okay. And the links for the all those for the Alaska, it's on my, as you can see in the chat. We put a link up. Renee helped put a link up there for the life journeys for the Alaska cruise. Hi, Nancy P. The cruise is very cool, and that's why. And I don't have to do the cruise, but I decided it was such a great experience in my history of people who come aboard and become a little family, and this whole experience was really wonderful and really just an experience that changed people's lives. So I wanted to do it one more time. Hi, sounds cool about the cruise. Would spirit being magnified since you're out? So I was just thinking about that, and I looked down and you said yes. So spirit would be magnetized on the water because the water is a conductor of energy. So anytime you're around the water, which I found in many of my cruises, 26 of them, that there is magnification of that sensitive energy. It's also negative ions. That's why we feel very good when we take a shower or a bath or by the water, or when it's raining, because they're negative ions that will affect us in a positive way. And so it's a really great experience. And yes, it is magnifying with the spirit. That's why I love doing these cruises, because you get more things there on the water than you would just on land. So it's great. Thanks, Nancy. Hope you can join us. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. When do you think the Writer Within will open again? I'm hoping June. I'll look at it. It might be in June. I'll look at the calendar, but it will be this year for sure. And it's a good course too. Helping people pick up the titles and then work on their books. It's fun. So it'll be, make sure, Heather, you have the email, sure you're signed up with the email, and we'll get that to you. Just, we'll get that this year. You'll have it. Hi, Lori, life coach. Such a great course. Thank you, Lori. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, Lori is a certified life coacher, and yeah, it's a great course. Thank you, Lori. I don't do it all the time. I think it's the last 2 years ago it was open, this course. It's not an open course all the time. The certification courses aren't open all the time. So it's like once every 2 years we open them up. Very good. Thank you. Shelford, what does Elohimiantis mean? And can you give us some history, please? Well, I don't know what that means. Where did you find that, Shelford? You have to ask me. You have to tell me where you found that word, because I don't know what that means either. So let me know what you find, where you found that. Okay. Mitzi. Hi, Mitzi. Wow. Well, Mitzi, it's a great opportunity. The cruise, and it's not expensive. I picked it because it was inexpensive as far as cruises go. It was close to North America. And so you can also go to Vancouver, visit Canada while you're there if you want, to Seattle. So it's a nice one. I've done this, again, like I said, it's my fourth time doing it. So my last cruise, I thought I'd do something that I really knew very well, and so that's why I picked the Alaska one. Good. Hope you can join us. Mary Snyder was with me and Brian Weiss on the first Alaska cruise. It was amazing. That's right, Mary Snyder. Very much so. That was many, many years ago. That's right. Brian Weiss and I did that cruise many, many years ago. That's right. So I'm repeating it, but it's going to be just me this time. So, and I can do Brian. I can sound like Brian. Okay. Tammy Lynn Craner. Hi, James. You've helped me change my life in so many ways. Thank you. It took me 58 years to do it. Yep. No expiration date in changing your life, right? There's no time. But the sooner we become more aware of that, we have the power, that we don't have to look to other people to change our lives. We change our lives, that we can take back control of our lives and power in our lives. We have freedom. It's freedom, as you know. Very good, Tammy. To be 58 years to do so. I cut off friends and family that was so toxic to my health. I was extremely ill from them. I'm no longer depressed. Perfect. I got a divorce. I've never felt so happy. Perfect. I thank you, James, for helping me. Perfect. Amazing person. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. I'm glad that you listened. I'm glad I'm going to cry. I'm glad you had the courage to listen to that and to go within and say, wait a minute, this is not working for me. And that was the new year. And on tonight's show, Both Sides Now and Beyond, Kelly White and I talk about how to make a happy new year, how to make a really happy year ahead. What do we have to do in order to make things happy? And this, Tammy, is one of the things we're going to be talking about, is getting rid of people in your life who are toxic, who hold you back, who hold you down. So there you go. This is what we're talking about tonight. And It's going to be at 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to be ways and tools and methods for you to have a happy new year. So Tammy's right, where, you get people out of your life who are holding you down, who are toxic, who take your power away, each trying to prove something to. Don't need to do that. There are so many people that latch on to those that are, how do I put this, self-fulfilled or centered, or let me put it in a simpler way, people that know who they are. People that know who they are. And I think with that awareness of knowing who you are, there's an energy, there's a light, there's an around surrounding us, that there's a sense of confidence, if you will, a centeredness. You're in your own power, you're living in your own power. And I think that there are some people out there, and I don't think it's on a conscious level either, that they want that energy, and they hang on to you. We call hangers on, or psychic vampires. And I know with me, I've had them for sure, not only in a professional way, which you'd expect, but also friends of mine who, I love that saying, which is so true. Souls come into our life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And all of us can relate to that, a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And I've had to say goodbye to people I thought were best friends or good friends after many years, because they became toxic, or they were not building me up, building up the relationship, the friendship, because it's 50-50 in friendships, right? And even with family members, sometimes that's not going to work for me. You got to have strong boundaries, because a lot of people go over those boundaries. And once they find out they can, then the floodgates will open, and then you become sick. The toxicity begins, and you get depressed, and there's an illness, and you can't figure out what's going on. And it's usually the result of someone else's energy on you, or you giving away your power. So Tammy, bless you, good girl, and everyone else learn from Tammy. And tonight's show, we'll talk all about this too. Thanks, Tammy. Falafel. How do you determine what guide is talking to you? By knowing who your guides are, by learning who your guides are, by becoming aware of your guides, by sharing the space with your guides. And that's what it's going to be. And we're going to do that in the cruise. We'll do that on the cruise. I have a course about it right now in the school, but in the cruise, we're going to do more of that, being more aware of how the guides come through, which guides do we have, when we can call on certain guides, with a connection that we have with certain guides. Let's say it's a philosophical guide, or it's you want to check in with your health. Is there any information from your health guide, or a career guide that happens as well? So that's a possibility. Yes, Miss Pearline. Princess Pearline is mouthing over here. Nancy P. Hi, James. Is there a prerequisite for the life coach course? No, go read up on it in the school. No, there isn't. There are a lot of courses you can take that are preliminary, but you don't need to. You don't need to, Nancy. But I'd really prefer that you read up on the course and feel as if it resonates with you, and if it doesn't, and take it. It's a basic course, but there's a lot in there, and we do phone calls as well. We do check-ins. So look and see, but there's no prerequisite. Cheryl, hi Cheryl Fuchs. Late to the live. When is the cruise, and where do I find more information? So the cruise, sweetheart Cheryl, is right here in the chat. We'll put a link there. It is right there. Thanks, Renee. It's in my vanprog.com, my website, and stepping into the spirit world. Yeah, you can learn all about it on my website, vanprog.com. Okay. Thanks, Cheryl. I'll be there. Patricia. Hi, Patricia. When you see spirits, they appear as though they were alive. They appear very much to me as I want to be remembered by the recipient that I'm working with. So if the recipient remembers that they had white hair and red lipstick, they'll come through that way. Or maybe there was a certain mannerism that person had. The spirit person will show me their characteristics of the personality that the person in the lifetime would know about. And if they didn't, the person that I'm working with wouldn't recognize them. So there have to be certain mannerisms, certain personality traits, some memories that the person and the recipient would know how that person comes through. So they might also, so let's say that the person passed away when they're 85, 86, 96, and they were very old. They wouldn't come back necessarily younger if that person that I'm working with doesn't remember them as that young, because they probably, when they think of that, let's say it's a grandma or an aunt or something, and they would come back as that person knows them or recognize them the most. Now, not to say though, in the real state of where they are in the spirit world, they probably are in the prime of their life. They probably are wearing that personality, that identity of the best time in their life. We go back to the prime of our life. We are allowed, or we are able to go back to a time in our life that we love the most. And most people, I find, go back to their late 20s, early 30s. That's what I find. And but when they come to communicate, they will show me the way that the person would recognize them. So that's interesting. Thanks, Patricia. How do you start a new year? Oh, there you go. You're right. James Kelly, yes. Yes, so tonight we're going to talk all about how to start your year right. And it was very interesting that when the first day of New Year's, someone sent a negative message, and it was a family member. And I said, you should not start off the new year this way. Change your way up. Positivity only, not negative thoughts. And even if it's negative thoughts or judgments about other people, that's still not good, because words have power. So you've got to be mindful of the words that you're using, because words get out into the universe and it sticks on to things. So you want to make sure it's a positive, not a negative. And that's how I started off the new year with someone, a family member. I said, you can't speak like that about people. You got to be positive. And the other day after that, probably January 5th, I was walking around. I have to find my doggie, a new doggie daycare. And I went to this place, and this lady was working with a dog in this agility park, it looked like. And I parked in front of this space. And I went over to her and I said, hi, is this an agility park? I'm not, I don't know. I'm just a trainer. That was her. And I said, okay, well, thank you for speaking to me. And Happy New Year to you. Yeah, thank you. She went off. And then I found right after that, there was a lady that said, are you parked in that space? And she goes, that's not a parking space. That's my private space. I said, oh, I didn't see a sign, but I'll move. And I said, is that an agility park next to you? I guess so. I didn't stand it. And I said, Happy New Year to you. So I try to change the energy, because we got to change it. And we have to start with ourselves and our interactions with people. And then it's so funny, because I'm like, wow, I got more insistent on pointing out to people that it's unnecessary to be negative, unnecessary to be nasty, and just stop and breathe, and it'll be okay. And so we're dealing with a lot of people that don't know how to behave after COVID and being, sequestered for so many years by themselves. So that's where the SoulCARE started, of course, because I wanted people to have a positive experience and not negative. So it's up to each one of you, to each person you interact with. And whatever their story is, their story, but don't get caught up in their stuff. And make sure you leave that situation with that person in a positive way. And then you let them do what they got to do, but make sure you teach them positivity in some way, or leave them with positivity. Don't judge them, because that'll only bring fear. And if your judgment is fear-based, you want the positivity. And even if it's a question, wow, love does so much. You know what love does for you? Whatever you'll see in your circumstance, but try to use positivity. That's a goal, I would say, for this year. And see at the end of the year in December how your life has changed by 11 months consistently of being positive, using positive words and energy, and to help someone, to assist someone, to just change up their life that day with what you speak with them. See what happens at the end of the year for you, because it will change you. Okay. So to reiterate, on the cruise, we interact with you and learn expansion every day. Yes, Laura, you interact with me. That's correct. And learn expansion every day, and other things as well. Not only expansion, but breathing, meditation. I'll be doing a whole meditation work with it, because the new meditation course I'm filming next week, and I'm bringing some tools to that meditation course in there. So it'll be a whole bunch of different types of things. It's going to be also kind of like shifting the awareness and perspective of living as a soul, having a physical experience. And so I'm going to cover a lot of things. And then it depends, Laura, as the group that's assembled in front of me, whether it's 100 people or 200 people, whatever it might be, what energy they bring to the group. So many times, even workshops I do, seminars I do, I have base outline of exactly what I want to cover, which of course I will have for the cruise. But I keep it open in that there might be another direction that we need to go to help everybody in the group. So the group energy really determines other things that are necessary for the experience. So I'm doing that as well. So it'll be more than just expansion. It'll be some life tools as well. Okay. I hope you can join us, Laura. It'd be great to be with you. Kathy, hi Kathy. I'm having such a problem moving on after the death of my parents. Okay, stop. Not so much because they're gone, right? Because they're not gone physically, they may be gone, but because of how much they suffered before they left us. Mom from cancer and dad from a weak and broken heart. Well, so Kathy, number one, they're on their journey. So we don't know what they had to learn by taking on the cancerous condition. And also, what was the heart situation? That was something that soul, your dad had to learn from that. There's nothing you can do except be positive in that they are around you and they hear you and feel you. And many times, based on 40 years of doing readings, they are very acute at what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And they many times don't want you to be hurt yourself. They don't like you to be suffering at their expense. So that would be the wise thing, to not bring yourself down, because many times the spirit people come close to us and they feel our grief and they feel our suffering and makes them feel bad. So in order for them to feel better, you got to feel better about yourself. And that really does work. So I leave with that, Kathy. I hope that helps. Hi, Corey. I struggle clearing my mind and focus when trying to meditate. Can you offer me any advice? Sure, Corey. So you have to learn to get into your heart instead of your head, because you're overthinking it. And the best advice I can give you right now, and there are many other ways to getting into this. In the course, I talk all about it, but it's the breathing is number one. So there are like hundreds of thousands of thoughts every day in our head, right? And sometimes, Corey, we try to control everything in our lives when really there is no control. We can't control the people. We can't control what's going to happen. We only can control how we respond to things, right? So that's number one, letting go of control. And I love a wonderful Buddhist saying, which says, you can't push the river. It's true. You're gonna let go and let God. You just can't push the river, but be mindful, right? But you can't control everything. So what you can be connected with is your breath. So breathing in at a certain pace, like let's say breathing in for a count of three, and exhaling at two counts longer, a count of five. So I always inhale through the nose, count to three, to the bottom of my feet and beyond, because we're not limited by the physical body. And then I exhale and out of my mouth. Inhale through the nose, out the mouth. And I also will change it up sometimes where I ride the wave, ride the breath, right? Riding the breath and bring in the sense of love, with just the thought of love coming into the body from the ethers around me, all the energy. And may love come and touch every cell, every muscle, every bone, every organ in the body. And as I exhale my mouth, I release and let go of any fear, any negativity I'm holding on to. Let it go. And just by doing that, it'll help you. And focus when your mind gets that, we call the monkey mind, where it goes off and has these weird thoughts here and there. We're going to have for lunch, or what's going, what appointment do I have here? That's natural. It's normal. But let that go. Just be aware that's going to happen. Let it happen. When you're aware of it, let it go by. Don't attach anything to that. Just be aware those random thoughts will come in, but just go back to the focus of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in. And it'll happen with practice. It doesn't happen like that. It happens with practice. And as long as you know that you're not be connected to those random thoughts, you'll be fine and connecting with your breath. Good. Good, Corey. You can do it. Okay. Corinne Costa, what's the best way to repair your aura? Loving yourself. Loving yourself, connecting with the heart space, and sending that beautiful energy throughout and around you. And that's really the best way. Letting go of fear, letting go of limitations in your life, letting go of those, again, we talked earlier, toxic people, situations in your life that don't feed you, take away anything in your life that doesn't feed your soul. And that's not only people, but also might be where you live. Maybe you need to clean out some rooms and clear a space and have more energy for when you clear old stuff out. I just got rid of 30 years of CDs that I had. They weren't doing me any good, and now I can download anything right away, right? So Spotify or YouTube. So I don't need them. They've served their purpose. And so I would say decluttering your house, decluttering your space that you're in is another good way. And also things that you should have in your space around you should make you happy, make you smile. So whether it's a picture, whether it's a statue, whether it's books, whatever it is, You should feel happy when you look at these things, and around your house and the outside as well. Like I have a beautiful garden that I've created because I like to feel the happiness of that garden. So these are ways you can work on opening up the aura and your ways of thinking too. So bringing your thoughts to a higher vibration, not fear, and not separating yourself from everyone, loner, but being part of the expansion and awareness of that everyone's connected to the one. One, ONE, omnipresent, nurturing energy. Okay, I hope that helps. Suzanne, hi Suzanne. How should I develop my clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance? Thanks. Suzanne, I have a lovely course in my school, the JVP School of Mystical Arts, and the Mediumship 1 is the best way that I would advise you to look into if you're serious about it. That's the best way because I cover it thoroughly in Mediumship 1 course. Good. And so that's available throughout the year. Hi, Donna. Hi, James. I was once told truth is my guide. I like to call her by name. How do I know that's her name? I don't know, Donna. You'll have to find out and talk to this truth. So really what you want to do is become aware of the vibration, the energy that this guide, we have many guides, not just one or two, but there are many. So you're going to have to learn to sit in the quiet and sit in the silence and connect with your guides. Again, I refer to my school because there is a guide course there for you. It's a very good one based on my book that I wrote about guides. So there are all different types of guides. So imagine guides instead of names are very three-dimensional, physical, but guides are more of an energetic feeling. That's how they are recognized truly. And it's by the energy that they give out, that they portray. And when you're aware of a certain frequency of energy that a healing guide is on, or a philosopher guide, or a work guide, you can tune into that frequency. That's more about what it's about. Thanks, Donna. Hi, Laura Wavera. I have to remind myself always be careful about my words. Yes, words have power. I'm not too outspoken. My words can misconstrued by others. You can break people. You can hurt people with words. Words are very powerful. So you got to see. It's always the intent behind the words that mean things. That's the energy behind the words. So yes, careful before you speak. It's very true. Be very, very careful. I'm a Sagittarius moon, and Sagittarians are known for foot and mouth disease. They say something, oops, I shouldn't have said that. So that's, we got to catch ourselves. We got to be very careful and very mindful about what comes out of the mouth. Very, very important. It's really interesting. People say about diets and what can I eat? I say, well, it's more important what comes out of the mouth than what goes into the mouth. Okay. Vicky Nason. Hey, James, I know when we pass on, we are reunited with our loved ones. Yes. Can we spend all eternity with the one we love so deeply? If you choose to. I can't imagine not spending eternity with my husband. Thanks. So, Vicky, so your soul of your husband, yourself, you probably been together many lifetimes. That's why there's a affinity with your husband. When you get to the other side of life, you'll become aware of the expansion and who you are as a soul being on many levels. And you'll see that there's a part of you that has to learn and grow and expand, and part of him as well, learn and grow and expand. And we can sometimes choose to be together and learn together in many lifetimes, or sometimes we go separate lifetimes and come back together. So it all depends. It's always different, but we always have the choice. And there's always life. There's no end of life. Life is different forms, perhaps, but there's no end to life. Life continues on. Good. Very good, Vicky. Nice message. Shar Downey. Hi, Shar. This is so awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Just like the perfect time of spirit, I get my answer from you. Thank you. Thanks, James. And thank you, spirit guides. You're very welcome, Shar. Keep on the good work and don't rush through your work, one step at a time. And that way you get it done correctly. No one should rush through anything spiritual, I believe. I think one, pace yourself because, this is important food for the soul. So pace yourself accordingly. Don't rush through very important spiritual information or classes or processes, because it'll change your life. And the more importance you give the pacing of it, the more it will change you in that same way. You don't want to breathe through just a course or some of spirituality because it's food for the soul, very important food for the soul. And you want to make sure you get all of it, every single bite. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. I'm glad you're going. You should. It's going to change your life. It changes a lot of people's lives. The cruises. I still have people from cruises I've done many, many years ago. Marjan, how can you meditate or get in contact with your guide when the whole body is hurting? Well, I think that if you place your mind and your body, it's going to be hard to get in touch with them because your space is. Come here, baby. Come here, Pearly. Your space is connected with your putting your thoughts on your body. You're not opening up. You come up here. Yeah, you come up here, honey. Come on, come on. Okay, Pearl wants to say hi. So you're really going to see where your thoughts would bring you, right? So if you're that's your daddy's lunch. That's not yours. That's for daddy's, not for dogs. So you have to be aware of where your mind is being placed. What's the focus of your mind? And if it's on the pain of the body, it's going to be hard to get in touch with another level of spirit around you. So before you do that, I'd say why is the body hurting? Where is it coming from? And that has to be explored and looked into. And why is that? Is there a health situation? Is there something in life that needs to be looked at and addressed? That should be done first before connecting with a guide. First, to deal with this stuff in here before you do that. So my suggestion would be, sweetheart. And also, when you're hurting within yourself, is it your hurt? Is it caused from somebody else? Where's it coming from? Is it trauma from a childhood memory or a childhood experience? Where's it coming from? So that's what I'd explore first. Okay. Jake Kerr, any advice on how to best heal physically now, post-op after a long struggle? Sure. So again, the body really reacts to your thoughts. So if you clean your thoughts up or have loving thoughts, good thoughts, the last place it ends up is the physical body. So many times I would be green light is healing color, and I would many times if there was some kind of a situation going through when there's an operation or surgery or something like that, I do meditation and meditation really a mind journey, just vision, if you will. Green light surrounding every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being, and especially that area that's been worked on in the physical. If you had some work done somewhere, put green lights around that space in the body that has that, and bring yourself. That green light is loving light as well. That green light is the heart chakra, and that's love. So bring that to yourself, and that will help you to heal quicker. Okay. Well, my baby wants to go out, so I'm going to bring her out. But I want to thank everybody and Happy New Year, and hope you'll join me on the cruise. And also look into the life coaching course, and also tonight with Kelly, we're going to talk about how to live happy in the new year. I'll see you very soon, everybody, and Happy New Year.